What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Marvel Future Fight. So today we're gonna jump right into the December sneak peek update number 4, which is Magneto and Magik. So it was a very interesting sneak peek, realistically, if you took a look at it, because they they show this as if though this is a gift to us, the player, right? It's more like a gift to us, the developer, though. So if you notice, you get a view of the uniforms here for Magneto and for Magik. To be perfectly honest, I'm not quite exactly feeling this this uniform for Magneto. Not quite the one I wanted, and even the uniform for Magik over here. While reminiscent, I guess, somewhat of the Mutants movie, the new Mutants movie. Look, man, these uniforms aren't that great. Now, the thing that I think is going to be most exciting for players is the fact that Magneto is going to receive his power-up. So you can see here the purple and red gift box correlates to his uniform, and the black and gray uniform correlates to hers. So you get a T4 for Magneto and a T3 gift for Magik. Now, excited about the power-ups for these characters. Nice to have them leveled up to that degree, but not so excited about the uniforms. I don't really care for the way they look, to be perfectly honest. It's just not my thing. But let's take a look at what it's got to say over here on the forum board. So you can see here, this is CM Fragment of Marvel Future Fight. The infamous enemies have returned. The Master of Magnetic Force and the Ruler of Limbo will gain notoriety once again. Check out the new looks of these superhero and supervillain who possess powerful abilities. Some text in a sneak peek has been changed. Obviously, we will announce further information with the patch details later. So nothing new on the horizon there. And then over on the Twitters, the Elon Musk Twitters, it looks like there's a disturbance happening at the X Mansion. Looks like some mutants are coming home for the holidays. So there's going to be a couple of things more than likely that's going to happen for these uniforms, is that they're going to be seasonal content, right? We usually see this around this time of the year, which means that you're only going to have a limited time to purchase them. And what that means, however, is that you're going to be faced with a tough decision in whether or not Magneto is going to be somebody that you actually want to level up in the first place to get to tier 4, right? This is the current incarnation of him. He's had some uniforms before in the past. He's got his white, he's got his red and his traditional red and purple. And then we had the black and silver, which was my favorite of Magneto. The problem with Magneto was none of these uniforms quite did him any justification or, justice in terms of power. They were chances for him to shine very quickly and then just peter off. His skills were just never up to par for him to quite be in the meta. He's a fun character to play for a time, but that's just about it. Now, the problem with Magneto, however, is most players probably aren't going to have this problem. But I think there's probably going to be some new players who do. The only way for you to acquire Magneto bios or X genes is going to be through the deluxe additional rewards and mutual enemy in Epic Quest Rise of the X-Men. So if you go to the Epic Quest, you basically had a chance of completing these every day in order to get those. Now, you have that with a lot of them. I have actually forgot to be running these because there's a little up event going on for these right now. But you had the chance to get those, right? So if you actually want to collect a Magneto BIOS and you are free to play player, you essentially have to purchase that deluxe pack. So this is where I meant that, it's not quite the gift to the players that it seems, because while I don't, for me, I've purchased this so long ago and, acquired Jean Grey. And I think a lot of people have done this at this point. I mean, think about how many people were trying to level up Jean Grey anyways, or how many people are. So they've given you some incentive and value to already be here that you're going to get this character because you're down that path of getting Jean Grey, or you want Jean Grey, so you've probably already purchased at this point. But if you haven't, they've incentivized you a little bit more to make that purchase for that deluxe pack, because now not only can you get access to a tier 4 Jean Grey, you can also get access to a tier 4 Magneto from completing this quest. And the new Q3 Cyclops is also available inside there with the tier 4 Storm. So this deluxe pack is looking a little bit sweeter if you haven't purchased it already at this point, with there being 3 tier 4s within that deluxe pack alone. I think a lot of players probably already have this if you're still playing this, but if you haven't, like I said, there goes the incentive to buy it, right? Now, things get a little bit different, however, with Magik. Magik, unfortunately, is not a free-to-play character at all. You can only acquire her BIOS from the X-Gene's monthly subscription. So if you notice, even if you go inside the craft shop, right, you can get the X-Genes over here, but you cannot get either of those characters inside the X-Gene shop by hook or crook, right? So what that means is that if you want the Magik uniform and she ends up popping off at her tier 3, like I think a lot of players will hope that she does, well, you're gonna have to shell out a couple of dollars in order to level that character all the way up by either A, going in and purchasing the XG monthly subscription, or making your way over to the store and purchasing a uniform, mega uniform upgrade ticket. That's gonna be your path to success there. So the question is, how good will these characters be and how much value will be there? Unfortunately, it hates to say this, but Magneto nor nor your girl Magik has had very good stories for them. I mean, the Phoenix Force uniform came for her and she was outshined very quickly by the likes of Cyclops and Emma Frost, and the uniform just didn't quite go off well. It just didn't. I think there was some good looks to the uniform, I guess, if you're into that sort of thing, but overall it wasn't for me, right? I prefer her previous uniform that she had, but she did have the Phoenix 5 uniform in there, and she was a member of that group, but she was not, you know, Colossus shined, Cyclops shined, Emma shined, hell, even Namor shined, but yeah, she fell off at the back of the pack, realistically, right? And then Magneto, I can't even tell you when this uniform came. You know, I'm not Cynic Alex. You know, the history and remembering that stuff, it's not my thing. But I can tell you it was a while ago. And Magneto did not shine in this uniform at all. It was from the House of X, so it couldn't have been too long ago, maybe 2-3 years or something like that. But he shined in a way that was like kind of like, if you really liked the character and invested in him, sure, you know what, he was there for you. As a good clear for World Boss Ultimate, I guess. But realistically, Magneto has seen better days, and this character deserves a lot more than what he's gotten. So hopefully with this new uniform, he'll get that. We'll see. It's going to be hard to sell the character, however, when, you know, you basically just had a bunch, like Jean is she is a universal character, but she was originally a blast character. So like if you went back to Jean's original uniforms here, I'm pretty sure that she was a blast type character, right? So if you go inside there and you look at Jean there, that's how you had to level her up, by using blast books, right? So it wasn't like you were utilizing universal books to level her up. So you're gonna run into some bit of problems there, right? Because I think at this point, a lot of players probably gassed out and went to get those, to get Jean leveled up, and probably had the blast books. So this is another way for them to come in by swooping it and getting a blast type character in Magneto. And now you're going to have to make your way over to the store, probably even some of the whales, because I doubt so many of them probably have acquired or reacquired the number of the blast books that you get from, what is it, from Giant Boss Raid anyways. Like, it's probably better I just show it from there, from getting the blast, the books of Ashanti, excuse me, that's what they're called, the books of Ashanti from Dormammu, right? So that's gonna run some pretty pennies, and there's probably gonna be some whales who do it just because, you know, whales will well, and there's probably be some players like myself who want to do it for content, and you know, that's gonna be the thing. So like you see, it's not quite the gift that it seemed that it was given off when you take everything into account, right? Because on one end, yeah, Magneto's, he's not really free to play. He is sort of free to play. He's like crystal play, because you could get the deluxe pack and purchase it for crystals, I believe. So you could have saved up for it at this point and got those characters, or, you know, and nor is, you know, I hate to say it, but nor is what you call. Now, my assumption will be is that there's also going to probably be some sort of event tied to the procurement of these characters for the holiday season like we normally get. And so that means that we'll probably end up collecting tokens for one of the uniforms, and one of those uniforms will literally be doled out 10 tokens, and then the other tokens will be used to, like, you'll have to purchase other items in the shop in order to get those tokens. So it'll be something like, my anticipation, my belief will be that this will be tied to Magik. So we'll probably end up having to purchase like these boxes right here, and they'll have like a total of 10 or 20 tokens that you get. They'll dole us out 10 tokens for a total of 30 tokens. So then you can go purchase the uniform for the 30 tokens, making the uniform effectively $30. And then Magneto will probably sit inside there and be the, 1,750 discounted uniform at like 1,150 crystals or whatever that you'll have to purchase. And then you can level those characters up. But then if you purchase the Magik, then guess what? You're probably still you're $30 to purchase the uniform, and probably another $30, $40 to level up the uniform is what you're looking at, unless you just happen to be sitting on a ton of Magik bios, which I doubt many of us are. Free to play, whales included, right? So you see what I mean by this gift ain't looking so gifty anymore, right? It's not quite the gift you originally perceived. So it's funny. Yeah, I'm not going to complain necessarily too much about it. Happy to see Magneto get some shine. I haven't quite decided on tier 4ing Jean Grey yet, and I haven't actually procured my Polaris quite yet. But I'm going to do so shortly and soon, but I intend to make a video for that. But that's everything that's coming for this new sneak peek. Still a little disappointed that we're not seeing anything for Black Panther and anything for Shuri. It's so hard for me to believe that a whole Black Panther 2 movie was literally just done and we got no Black Panther uniform. I'm just shocked. Maybe the month of January or February has something in it. Like, you get what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens, guys, but a little disappointed. However, that's what it is on the menu. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, peace.